Welcome to the beautiful Jordan Brewery complex in Jordan, Minnesota. Built in 1861, destroyed by a fire in 1954, and later restored to this amazing property you see now. Though this investigation won't start in this picturesque setting, but rather below it, in these cold, wet, creepy caves.
Is this particular tunnel safe? Am I safe standing here?
We're doing Unscripted Paranormal at the moment from a very impressive place. This is a brewery. It's been here for hundreds of years. The Germans came over during the immigration in the 1850s, 1860s to this part of the world, and they brought their lagering techniques with them. We're about to enter the caves where they would have kept the barrels at a regular temperature for their lagering techniques, and we think there's paranormal activity down there, so follow me.
Yeah, there's a big house. Thank you so much.
The brewery caves really gave us some difficult conditions. They were wet, they were cold, there was lots of mud, of course, and noise pollution. And if we'd have dropped any of the equipment, it would have been lost.
Lucky. Oh no, like a septic tank. I'm going to start off by asking you to perhaps make a noise. I realise there's lots of dripping, there's lots of sounds of mud. But if you're here now and you can hear my voice, could you respond by splashing or dropping a stone or banging against a wall right now, please?
I heard a whisper.
I heard it.
It sounded like someone saying, hi.
We may have heard somebody say hi, so we have very good listening devices here that will record that. I'll give you this opportunity several times. Can you just make a noise for me, please? We have cameras that can detect your presence. We have cameras that show you as hot or cold, thermal imaging devices. We have full spectrum cameras, all kinds of devices. If you'd perhaps like to show yourself to us, maybe just over here in the corridor, could you just present yourself to us there? Maybe you could stand up and just show yourself. We wouldn't have a problem seeing you.
The caves are disorienting at best. Sounds reverberate and light and shadows bounce around in strange ways.
About a minute ago, before you started talking, I thought I heard a child's voice coming from that direction. Check the tapes on a minute ago.
Scott, how far back can you go there?
All right.
Yeah, if you could just leave, that would be great.
If there's a shelf up there, I might be able to turn off my flashlight.
Okay.
There's a shelf up there.
Okay.
What are you going to put up there?
Flashlight.
The team focuses on the main cavern and more equipment is placed strategically. Though this isn't an easy place to set things up, as you can see.
Does somebody have a DVR combo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Extra measures are taken to make sure any devices are not triggered by the environment.
Heather's placing a cover around her flashlight because she doesn't want the cold rocks to affect the action of the flashlight. Coldness can contract, of course, so she's making sure we don't get any false positives by just covering her flashlight up there so the cold doesn't get to it to affect what responses we hope to get.
Don't let the team's joking around fool you. This place is tense and creepy, and things are about to get very serious.
I'll offer you the chance to make a noise again, just to see if you can hear me. It's very frustrating if I'm just talking into the space without any indication of whether you can hear my voice or not. Could you make a noise for me, please? Can you shout out your name? You won't shout again. The flashlight's on. Indication of the fact you can hear me. If you turn the flashlight off and then turn it on again, would be very grateful. Is it possible that you could turn the flashlight off? There we go. Thank you, I appreciate that. If you're a man spirit, can you turn the flashlight back on if you're a man? If you're female, can you turn the flashlight on? If you're non-human, can you turn the flashlight on? At any time.
And just like that, things get even more tense.
Do we have an elemental? Do we have a cave? There's lots of spirits that are Native American around this land. Perhaps this is a Native American spirit of the earth coming through and living in the caves. Could you turn the flashlight off again, please, so we can just verify that? There's been mythical folklore throughout the whole of Europe, in the medieval period, of course, and a lot later, of elementals living in caves, from troglodytes and trolls to all kinds of creatures. These myths and these folklores must have a basis in some fact original. Can you turn that flashlight off now and we can start again? Thank you. If you're not human, can you turn the flashlight on again, please? Are you an elemental? Are you a spirit of the earth? Thank you. Could you make a noise? Could you splash around? Could you throw a stone? What can you do for me?
What better place to access the spirits of the earth, but in the earth and under the earth?
God, I literally start.
Water and sandstone together is a combination that in my experience has always caused paranormal activity.
Flashlight's off, on, off. It was just beaming for a second.
We have come across spirits before that we thought were non-human, that were elemental. It's very rare, but I could imagine that something like that could happen here. It seems like the right environment for that.
There it is again. See, things just keep going on there.
Can you make a noise or present yourself to me?
Native American singing was very impressive. We caught this on the DVR without any questions being asked, and you can hear it in the background as we're investigating.
Singing. Different languages coming through the ghost box. And the team will capture something else extraordinary a little later that might tie some of this together.
Can you tell me your name? Billy?
I thought her Bill.
What's your ancestry? Where did your family come from originally? Can you clarify which country your ancestry is from?
We had French coming through on the ghost box, and of course what we didn't realise at the time is the investigation we was doing next was in an antique shop just down the road, and the woman that greeted us, a lady named Joanne, was French, and she told us that her father was named Bill and he was French as well. So very interesting that he came through to say hello to us and was very enthusiastic about passing on the message.
So are you just passing through? Do you happen to be transient and we've just caught you today? Would that be correct? It was also noticeable that we're about to talk to Andre in an hour or two at the shop who's French. It makes me wonder if he had a grandparent or an ancestor whose name was William, if he's come from France. Do you see what I mean? We may be picking up the intention of who we're going to visit next in the same way we spoke to the grandfather of Johnny. Does that make sense? It seems to be too much of a coincidence that he claimed to be living on the French-Spanish border back in the day, when we're just about to investigate an antique shop owned by a Frenchman. Just for clarification, and I don't mind who answers this, it could be the female spirit, it could be Bill. Do we have what I would call spirits down here that would be non-human? They would be what I would class as elemental. Would that be correct, yes or no? If you answer the question, I promise we'll pack up and we'll leave and let you get on with your spirit life. Could you tell me, are there creatures or spirits down here that you would describe as non-human? Yes or no?
It's not uncommon to come across what I would call non-human or elemental spirits on investigations.
Excuse me, I want to shine this light in your eyes here, because I thought I saw someone standing behind you. Tall, over her right shoulder. And close, no, it was close.
Hold on.
Right shoulder?
Well, shine your flashlight here, Sam.
This side. Sorry to blind you.
What are you doing, Tom?
red light, because I like watching the corners to see if somebody peeking around, and just out of the periphery, because I didn't want to get her in the light. So I just kind of saw a shadow, but if it was, well, it could have been standing on these boards here.
Okay.
But I know that she's tiny, but it's probably a good 2 feet taller than her.
I just want to say goodbye to you, Bill. Just a little press on without a. You said you had Spanish, French ancestry, so it would be fabulous to finish off this conversation with you if you said au revoir or adios. Is there a way you could say goodbye to us?
There was something. That was something.
I'll give you the opportunity again, Bill, just so we get this recorded. Could you say goodbye to us in a native language, please? Right, that works. Thank you for your time, I appreciate that. It's very interesting that we're using the ghost box here. We're so far underground that there can't be any radio interference at all. So all the responses we're getting from the spirit box right now are the spirits communicating with us, and it can't be any of the rubbish that we might normally get from a radio station nearby.
The first time you asked him to say adios or au revoir,
Yeah.
I think he said adieu.
That's what I thought too.
Okay, and then when you thought he said bye, I thought he said stay.
Well, we can't stay, unfortunately.
They know already. Yep. It's hard.
Caves are really difficult places to investigate. You have all of the noise pollution, you don't have a controlled area, we certainly can't plug anything in. So we're very much working in the moment with the things that we can carry with us, trying to capture as much as possible.
During the investigation here in the caves in Jordan, we found, whilst we were looking around all the tunnels in the dark, a very narrow tunnel, and we've had to get a step ladder. And now we're going to explore this very narrow tunnel. It goes on for quite a long way, and there's barely enough room, not even to stand up. So it's going to be very interesting to find out what's down there and to perhaps look for some paranormal contact.
This is way creepier than that down there.
Yeah.
It's muffled. There's no real echo. Everything's muffled. Okay, we are in the small offshoot cave at the Jordan Brewery. We're heading back, I guess.
So here the cave is, some of this is actually caved in. Right here.
Don't say that.
It absolutely has. That's interesting. Is there an opening?
Oh, it curves. It doesn't run straight, so it's very hard to tell. Yeah, there's some of the cave in too.
Yeah, this is not stable here. This is this whole thing has caved in some. Wow.
Oh, it is completely caved in there.
All right.
It used to go way the hell back there.
Oh yeah. Well, there's modern lines running in here. This pump line is in here.
Yeah, I don't know where those They're buried under, I mean, the cave is blocked all the way down. It's all caved in around that last corner.
I mean, I'm a little toothpick.
Let me.
That's all right.
That's my camera. We're in a very confined area in the Jordan Brewery. We found an offshoot cave, and we're gonna try to run a spirit box here. I don't know how well it's gonna work with this in these tight quarters, but we'll see if somebody's back this way. Hi, my name is Scott. I was here earlier with Adrian and the team, and we talked to some people there. I'm going to turn this device on and count to 3, and if you're someone in here with us, can you shout out your first name, please? 1, 2, 3. Is there somebody in here with us? Can you shout out hello? Can I come out?
Yeah. It's no surprise there wasn't much happening in this ventilation shaft or whatever this small offshoot tunnel was. We didn't want to be in there either. And without any more activity, it was time to wrap this part of the investigation, get the mud out of our boots, and debrief. Though on the way out, Heather would capture one more amazing piece of evidence on her camera.
Very interesting that Heather should present this photograph and what we think is a Native American spirit in amongst all of the fog.
This one frame, this one photo, was the only one to have any fog in it, or to have anything in it. Look closely. What do you see here? Do you see the figure? Exploring these caves was such an otherworldly experience, but also grounded in the fact that we were in the earth.
Like many of our investigations, it's difficult just to focus on one thing, but the Native American spirits coming through was very impressive. And then we had that element with the Frenchman Bill coming through at the very end. So you're getting a little bit of everything here, and this tends to suggest that paranormal activity is all around us in many different forms.